Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we got Rob over there in the booth. Say hi to the people, Rob.
Hi to the people, Rob.
He's going to be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games in the chat if you want him to see and send his favorites over to us. That is a switch from where it was before, so make sure you note the difference. We want
It's a huge difference.
Star City Games, not at SCG Tour.
Oh, that's what SCG stood for. Oh, okay. I got it.
Yes. It's not Sydney Cricket Ground.
That is exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So thank you for clearing that up. I'm sure I wasn't the only one confused by that.
As always, we are brought to you by Star City Games and the Sydney Cricket Ground. Not really. And
We're just trying to get new sponsors.
Yes. But we are still sponsored by Carnox Chairs. And if you go over to carnox.com/SCG, you can get 10% off your purchase. One of these lovely chairs that we get to sit in at least twice a week. And then if I'm lucky and actually win some matches on the weekend, sometimes I get a few forays into them then.
So you haven't sat on one in a while on the weekends?
It's been a bit. A couple bad weekends in a row for me.
Yeah.
But, there's always another weekend.
Yeah.
And this weekend, it's going to be SCG Regionals, and that's what we're preparing for today and helping you all at home prepare for. So
regionals is exciting. I haven't really been involved in the SCG circuit as much because, I've always lived in the Midwest and, we'd get a couple in Minneapolis here and there. And then any regionals really wouldn't, or regionals, I guess, is kind of everywhere, right?
There's 12 locations across the country, but
they are kind of coastal though.
North Dakota isn't near anything, so
that's true. That's true. Near boredom though. Yeah,
this is very close.
But it's pretty crazy how many points that regionals offers. So if you're anywhere in the hunt for buys, Players Championship or whatever, these are important events. Plus, 1,200 up top is a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah, I remember, and I'm sure you do too, 10, 15 years ago when there was a local 1K tournament where that was the total amount given out for the top 8. That was your big tournament. You were like, we got to test for this. We got to crush this 1K.
I was literally even talking yesterday on stream, and I was saying me and my brother used to test for a week straight. We would meet up 6 of us guys, test in a house, and test for states, where first place is 3 boxes. We would drive 3 hours to play in this 3-box state tournament where you can win a plaque and stuff. So, yeah, don't even get me started on testing for low-level tournaments.
Magic has come a long way.
It really has, yeah.
So we have poured over the results of not only the Open last weekend and the Classic that happened in Indianapolis, but there was a PTQ at the Magic Fest in Utrecht, and they're an online premiere event. So we've looked over the results all weekend for Modern, trying to get a sense for where the format is going, and playing some decks that we think are really good, and in Corey's case, some decks he thinks are really sweet.
That can also be good at some point. These decks all made it to the either top 50 of the SCG or top 16 of the Classic or won a PTQ. So these decks are no slouch, though they are maybe kind of a little tier 2 strategies on my side. Yeah.
So I'm going to be starting with what is my pick for the default best deck in the format.
Yeah.
If you just wanted to say, what's the best deck? I don't care what I play. I'll pick it up, test with it and play it. This is the deck I would tell you to pick up, and it is Amulet Titan.
Yeah, just go pick up Amulet and play regionals, everybody. Great advice, Ross.
Well, you're going to practice beforehand.
Okay.
Honestly, when I think of a deck like this deck is easier for me to play than Jund. There's a lot of options with it, but I know that I know what I'm doing, and I know the cards that are available to me. I can figure that out. With Jund, I just look at a hand of creatures and removal spells, and I'm just I guess, am I supposed to kill that? I don't know. Am I supposed to play this creature or this creature? They're basically the same thing, but for there's 37 corner cases to make one better and 37 others to make this other one better. And I don't get it.
I mean, playing with a card that gives you 2 demonic tutors is pretty nice as well.
Yeah, Primeval Tide is a messed up Magic card. I don't know who thought that was okay to just print at 2 of any land that you want.
Yeah.
Golos only finds 1 land you want, and that card's still busted. This one finds 2.
And I mean, honestly, maybe Primetime at the time wasn't as powerful because there wasn't these crazy lands to search up, but now the more and more we go, we're getting Castle Garenbridge, Field of the Dead added to this, and I think I think Amulet kind of lost its luster, like the last Modern Pro Tour. I forget which one it was, but it wasn't necessarily that good. It was just a combo deck that you had to work a little bit too hard to do when there were stronger combos. But now, with the addition of Once Upon a Time and the Castle Garenbridge and Field of the Dead being thrown in, you get an extra element when you're going off where you can make zombies to play a little defense, so you're not a one creature, one trick pony kind of deck, as well as you get more consistency with Once Upon a Time. So I think normally when you would say we're talking about best decks and Urza Lore High Artificer was not in your deck, I would jump across this table and I'd have to choke you out because of it or something. But
but no.
But now I'm starting to lean a little bit more because sideboards are being quite hateful towards artifacts with Collector Oof, just a bunch of other ways to deal with Urza. But Amulet is kind of sneaking under, and it's kind of hard to hate out. So I could definitely see that being the best deck right now.
There's always Blood Moon, which is a great card against it, but we saw a decline in Blood Moons recently because Tron got big, and against Tron, Alpine Moon is a lot better. Yeah. And then Titan Shift popped up a little bit. Alpine Moon is it's about as good as Blood Moon against them. It's a little bit worse, but not by much. Yeah. But there's a significant difference. You'd much rather have Alpine Moon against Tron, but in the case of Amulet, you'd much rather have Blood Moon.
Definitely. Blood Moon just shuts them down. Yeah. Like, not only is all of their lands becoming mountains, but you're literally sometimes strip mining or double strip mining by playing Blood Moon if they have Guru lands. So
yeah. And your point about the new cards is very well received. I think there's three basic metrics on which you evaluate a linear deck, and it's your speed, your consistency, and your resiliency. Yeah. And Once Upon a Time improves consistency. Yeah. Castle Garenbridge improves your speed, and Field of the Dead improves your resiliency. So you got improved on all three metrics in the last 4 months.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's just strict upgrades for the decks, and all the kids that were huge fan of being Amulet are coming right back at this. Dares and all Zach Allen, Will Pulliam.
Second and third last weekend.
Exactly.
And so what tier 1 strategy are you bringing to the table?
I am playing the most tier 1 strategy. It might even be like tier 0, actually.
S-tier? That's what the kids say. What does that mean? Why do they say S?
Superior tier?
I don't know exactly what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's like an anime thing, because I've seen it in a lot of animes.
Okay, it's an anime thing?
We need to get Oliver to Michael on the line.
How did S become above A? I don't...
Hey, I remember it in Gundam, I think.
Yeah. Hey, the kids don't learn cursive anymore in school. I think they got rid of the alphabet as well. So now people are just throwing letters in there and just hoping one of them is correct.
You need to learn how to cursive your name, and that is about it.
Yeah.
And I barely even do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm being told it is a Japanese thing for S just being above A+. Is what people are telling me.
Well, why? Well, what's the etymology?
We don't need a reason for everything, Ross.
I don't know.
we need more details, chat.
Maybe chat can educate us.
Yes.
But the tier S strategy that I'm going to be playing is Esper Goryo's Vengeance. It is a deck that tries to get Obzafather, Obzadat, I don't know what it's called, full name, but it's an Obzadat. Yeah, one colorless, black, white. When it comes into play, drain 2. It's 5/5, and with Goryo's Vengeance, it has haste, and normally Goryo's Vengeance exiles the creature at the end, but with Obzadat's ability, you can phase it out, and then it comes back at your upkeep with haste, so then the Goryo's Vengeance effect is gone, and you have to do a lot of work to get that into your graveyard for your payoff of a 5/5 haste, so maybe that's where you're not thinking it's quite tier 1, but you also...
scour it.
Exactly. But you also have, a bunch of hand disruption. You have Jace, which pairs quite well with Goryo's Vengeance as well.
That's Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Jace Vryn's Prodigy, thank you, not the Planeswalker. So you can Goryo's Vengeance that back as long as you have 4 cards in your graveyard, draw a card, flip it, and then Goryo's Vengeance will be active again at a later time.
Yeah, and then you've gotten a free Planeswalker out of the deal. So the deck functions a lot like a mid-range deck, but it has these cool graveyard synergies. There's not a lot of graveyard hate around right now.
Yeah, not really.
Surgical is probably the worst it has been in 5 years.
Yeah.
And Surgical Extraction is definitely one of the better cards against, Goryo's Vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the single best card. So I think that really helped this deck out. I also think discard spells are in a really good spot. That's one of the better ways to disrupt Amulet. They have Cavern of Souls against counter spells, but if you just discard their Summoner's Pact or their Azuzas, stuff like that, you also have Path for Primeval Titans. So the disruption package in the deck is well situated. Lingering Souls is still not great, but it just goes well with the deck. It's good in some of the fair matchups. But Jace, Obzadat's a really good clock. You really want to have a good clock to follow it up. You don't have a great clock outside of that. So if you don't assemble the opposite out early, the deck can be kind of mopey, but there's some things to like here.
To try to get a little aggressive, but it's just a one Geist?
Yeah.
Nice. That's all you need.
Yeah, sometimes your Goryo just seems to be a 6-point burn spell.
Well, Ross, you don't want to draw a second Geist.
Yeah, they're legendary.
Yeah.
That's just good deck build.
Yeah. But regardless, this deck is just sweet. It's something I fooled around with quite a lot in testing for PT 2020 in Minneapolis. It wasn't quite good enough, so I knew like from my third matchup that I was wasting time, but I couldn't get away from it because it was just that fun. Good wholesome magic.
Lights out against burn.
Oh,
Game is over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just pack it up. Pack it in.
Double Searing Blaze. Oh. All right. Well, I mean, without any further ado, how about we get to the games?
Let's do it.
I got the marbles from Standard last week, so Ross will be going first.
Actually, real quick.
Yes.
Dan May came in here with a definition for us on the S rank. Originally created in Japan, where anything below grade C was considered a failure, the S rank allowed for a wider range of attainable grades and thus player motivation, meaning that it was soon adopted by Western developers who realized that the S rank was much cooler than the boring A.
Wow. You know, the thing I want to take away from that is like anything below a C is a failure in Japan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and now the popular motto in US is C's get degrees. So classic. All right. Okay. How's your hand?
I'm thinking about it right now. So this hand, one is a little slow. I think at best we are turn 4ing a Titan, and it's not quite guaranteed. We would want this Once Upon a Time to find a bounce land. We need our Azusa to live. So it just doesn't seem good enough to me. This deck can, most ramp decks typically do not mulligan that well. But much like Tron, where you only need 3 lands and then you have 7 mana, and so that's one of the reasons Tron mulligans incredibly well. The Amulet deck, because of the interaction between Amulet, Azusa, and the bounce lands, doesn't need a ton of lands to generate 6 mana. So it also mulligans quite well.
Well, yeah, you think about it, like if you have just a Gemstone Mine plus Guru land, that's 3 lands, so you're kind of cheating on a mulligan anyways. That produces 3 mana, so while that doesn't always work out great, because sometimes you want to be holding those lands in your hand, it is a kind of way to get ahead on cards.
Agreed.
So looking at my hand here, we have a little disruption. We have a few combo pieces and stuff here. I think this is a keep. It's nothing insane, but we're gonna keep this hand. All right.
That doesn't seem like a deck that mulligans very often.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Your cards just all kind of do the same things. They're all kind of mopey,
Just lands and spells.
Yeah.
Okay, second hand here. We'll see if we can do any better.
All right. Let's get those 5s ready, chat.
This hand seems excellent.
Right.
And I think we can safely get rid of this one as the most redundant card.
Okay.
And then I will start with a Once Upon a Time.
Okay. Gotcha.
As Cedric likes to say, you get to London Mulligan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. That's
creature
fair.
or land is what we get off of these. And
I guarantee your Once Upon a Time here is not going to be as cool as the video someone put up on my Twitch from Once Upon a Time from Versus Live. Did you see this, Rob?
I did not.
Oh, man. It was when we were playing Adventures, and I just needed like some good hit off Once Upon a Time, and Ross was dead. And then it ended with a Thug Life thing thrown over my video. Watch it at some point, everybody. It's hilarious.
I saw that as your new Twitter avatar.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
I've seen the video.
Okay. So you go to 18?
Yep, you can go.
All right. So that's kind of what we did not want to see. All right, now we got options here. We take a look at my hand. We can either play Thought Scour or Thoughtseize here. Almost always better to play Thoughtseize in case we have like Azusa and we're going crazy. So we're going to go to 15 here. Or maybe we just... Yeah, I think I kind of want to conserve damage a little bit here. We're just going to go to 17.
Okay. Well, got 2 good options there.
Okay.
Is Ross's hand S tier?
It's more of a C- tier, I think. Well, I think Amulet, it's scary and all. Probably is a little bit more scary.
I am 2 mana short of a Titan, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think we will take the Amulet. Mostly because I can't take that with like Collector Brutality, which I run a few copies of. And then we'll pass it to you.
Potentially should have played the Amulet on turn 1, but I think you really want to get the Tribe Scout down.
Yeah, it's close either way.
Play Stronghold and pass.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to sacrifice this.
16.
Go to 16 and play a Jace and pass it to you.
Okay. I will activate the Tribe Scout, put in the turf, return the Stronghold.
All right. I think I have an island. There we go.
Play the Stronghold and pass the turn.
All right. So we're going to draw. Now the question is, do I want Jace to flip? Because I can make Jace, I can put a 4th card in my graveyard with a Polluted Delta, but I think I would rather have the loot effect than flipping it immediately. So we're going to draw.
That tells me that Corey probably has another discard spell.
We're going to put
his hand.
the Obsidat Father into our graveyard. And we are going to Goryo's Vengeance it back. We're doing it.
Okay, we are doing it.
So drain.
I'll go to 16, you'll go to 18.
Yep. All right, and then we'll attack for 5.
I'll go to 11.
And then I will stack it in the way where it... So you do have to stack it, right? If you're playing this on Moto, 2 stacks will come up. And if you have Goryo's Vengeance resolved first, your thing is still exiled. So I will stack it correctly how this phases out.
Okay, on your end step, I'll activate Tribe Scout.
Okay.
I will put in a Simic Growth Chamber.
Oh, no.
Turn this land.
Yeah.
Play Slayer Stronghold, cast Summoner's Pact.
Okay. What are you going to get?
I think I'll get a Zuza.
It could be anything.
Pretty good Magic card. Maybe I'll get Reclamation Sage.
So you're at 11, right?
Yes, I'm at 11.
Okay.
We'll get Primeval Titan.
Okay.
So now, unfortunately, we've drawn our Slayer Stronghold, although we don't have Amulet, so that's not super concerning. So we just want to set up for, potential path. We also... Ooh. I'm going to actually put this trigger on the stack.
Okay.
And activate here, put this Teleria West in now, that way. And so here's how this is going to work. We're going to get Field of the Dead and another Simic Growth Chamber.
Okay.
That means, oh no, we can't get Growth Chamber. We got to get a different crew. So let's just get Celestia Sanctuary, I guess.
Okay. To trigger.
So that'll trigger Field of the Dead twice.
Yep.
And then we can end with the Teleria West still back in our hand.
Yeah, makes me sad.
And yeah.
Okay. Done?
Yep.
All right, end step, I'll Thought Scour myself. Draw. That's not great. Untap. Upkeep, this comes back. Drain ya.
I'm at 9. You are at 20.
20, yep. Draw. Well, I'm just going to have to... draw a card here. Hope to find something good with Jace. We will discard. We have a lot of extra lands here to discard, but I kind of want to discard Jace as well to maybe try to spin again here. Yeah, I really need to find a path. Otherwise, I'm just going to die to this prime time.
So we're getting transform in our VP.
Transform that.
We become the president.
I am the president. And then we will flashback Vengeance.
On the VP.
Yep. And we'll get this. Now we'll draw. That's going to flip.
We'll just shortcut this and put this one back in the yard.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it'll go here.
Guess we'll discard this. Oh, this is not great.
Primeval Titan is a heck of a magic card.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, now I can't do much to prime time. I assume you don't have anything too great in hand.
I mean, I have a Teleria West.
That's true. Can't do much about that.
But I don't have enough mana to transmute and cast Titan because I have this pack to pay for. So
Sure.
that's at least some good news for Corey.
A very small amount of good news. I agree. All right. Well, we have to just try to do something here. We're going to target Thought Scour. And we're going to get a Watery Grave. So we'll take 3 down to 17. All right. Then we will Thought Scour ourselves.
Digging hard for a path.
Digging hard. No such luck. We got nothing else. We'll say go.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this exiles.
Yep. So I will pay for the pact on my upkeep.
Dang it. I was hoping you'd miss it.
I will.
Field of the Dead is so good. Like, Primetime enough here is quite obnoxious.
So let's send these two at you. This one zombie at the Jace. Trigger the Titan.
Okay.
At this point, I'm just concerned about getting punked out by this Obsidat. So what I'm going to do is find Radiant Fountain and another Karoo.
Okay. Save some life. Makes sense.
Yeah, let's make it a gross
Two
chamber,
more
I guess.
zombies for you.
Yep, 2 more zombies, and then we'll return this.
Okay, so you gain 2 as well. So you go to 11. I'm going to take 8 down to 9.
Yep. Then I will play my land for turn.
Okay.
I go to 13.
Yep.
And then I'll cast Summer's Pact.
Okay.
Didn't have anything good in my hand. Got another Titan.
Okay. Things are fine. Things are fine here.
I'm a mana. No, this is 6. Okay, we're good. Then I will get.
Things are fine here, chat. Everything is fine.
Let's just get Boros, Garrison, Teleria West.
I'm about to have a 5/5 though.
No, let's just go Growth Chamber so we have another blue source. Yeah. Let's get those. Get 2 more zombies.
Okay.
Return this other Teleria West to my hand. And
Is that it?
yeah, pass the turn.
Wow. Okay.
Just 13 and 9. I've just got just 6 zombies.
All right. So we go to 11/11
Sure.
with Obsidat coming back. This is not great. Do I have any way out of this? Probably not. Probably not.
What are you talking about? I just have 23 power. You're at 11. Your deck is S tier, remember?
Yeah. S minus, maybe. All right. Well. Dang it. All right. We'll go like this and say go.
Instead, activate Tribe Scout.
Sure.
Put in Gemstone Mine.
Sure.
Got a zombie.
Sure.
Upkeep. We got a pack trigger.
Ah, dang it.
Looking for every edge.
I'm looking for the edge. Just because we're on Versus Live here doesn't mean we can't play competitively.
Yeah, we'll just pay for it that way. Whatever.
Okay.
Draw.
Sure.
Oh, I was going to transmute for this, but I guess I just drew it.
Oh, okay.
Declare tax.
Sure.
All
right, you win.
Attack.
You win.
2 triggers.
2 triggers? Okay.
Got 4 more zombies.
I think my only out is... I think my only out was you fetching for like 6 lands on accident, get DQ'd out of the studio. Well, honestly, we saw the power of Amulet just go off. And like, I did my thing. You know, turn 3, opt to that, bring it back. But I didn't have an answer to Primetime.
And you could have gone for more disruption, right?
Yeah.
Like I was set up where if I drew another bounce land, I was going to be able to Titan, and you knew I had the pact.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just supposed to keep disrupting and then.
Yeah, I just didn't have another. I didn't have another hand disruption spell.
You could have transformed the Jace that turn.
Oh, I could have.
Remember,
Yeah, and got Thoughtseize back.
Thoughtseize.
Yeah, maybe that would have been better.
And then Goryo's the next turn.
Or I could have just like not taken Amulet and taken Summoner's Pact to go for that.
Yeah, if you're going to go for the opposite outline.
Yeah, I probably had to do that actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right, well let's get to sideboarding, huh?
Yeah.
Get to sideboarding here. It changes the matchups quite a bit. I get a little bit more disruption for prime times, and you probably get a little graveyard hate. All right, well give us a couple minutes and we'll be back for sideboarding. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. In the sideboard here, we're playing Esper Goryo's Vengeance against Amulet. And as far as what I'm bringing in here, I'm bringing in ways to counter Primetime. Disabled Stroke, I think, is at an all-time high, not only in Modern, but honestly in Standard. Like, I think Disdainful Stroke is just excellent right now. Also, Mystic Dispute, just another counter spell. It's not, hitting any blue cards really, unless you were to bring in like Oko or something like that.
A 3-mana leak.
It's just a 3-mana leak.
Classic modern power level Magic card for your S tier deck.
It makes sense, right? Yeah, you got to do something. And then I'm bringing in Dampening Sphere. It just seems insane to make your Guru Lands just tap for colorless. Guru Lands turn into waste. No big deal. Cards I'm bringing out, the for sure ones I'm bringing out are Teferi and Lingering Souls. I just don't want to be playing this fair game at all. There's just really no point. Tassiger also is not that great. Fatal Push actually is good, but I needed something to take out here. And you know what? Maybe actually, in second thought right now, I'm not going to bring in this Mystic Dispute. 3 mana for a counterspell is not good enough, and I'm going to leave this in. I left in 2 Fatal Push, plus I have Collective Brutalities and stuff, but I think answering the Tribe Scouts plus Azuzas is just too important, so we're going to bring that in. So, what do you got? What do you got cooking for me?
Not a lot of changes on my side. We expect some counter spells coming in, so I'm boarding in the second Cavern. We can usually trim some lands that aren't effective. Ghost Quarter basically does nothing. I don't think Creeping Tarpit's going to really come up.
Yeah, probably not.
The Radiant Fountain, I was a little hesitant to cut because I think sometimes if you have enough disruption and to stop me, you might get to the point where Obsidian is a problem. But it still seemed like the worst land, and I didn't want to cut any of the sweet spells.
Seems like I kill you by miles if I'm going to kill you.
I'm also bringing in some answers to Obsidian, so hopefully the Dismembers can help. I think the swap here for Manglehorn over Rexage. Manglehorn is nice tech against the outcome decks because all their artifacts enter tapped. So this is a nice one. But here, I don't think I need more than one of this effect for 2 Damping Spheres. And this one is just a 2/2 versus a 2/1. So like the slimmest of upgrades.
And my Dampening Sphere comes in tapped.
Yeah, exactly. I decided to cut the 1 Pactor Negation. I don't think there's going to be spots where I end up transmuting for this, over transmuting for just Summoner's Pact to get another Titan.
Sure.
Against, if I think you have removal, and if I think you have a counter spell and I'm transmuting before casting my Titan, I'm just going to find Cavern Souls.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's a spot where I ever really want this card, and so I'd just rather leave in my lands and be as consistent as possible.
Yeah. No, I like it. I've been so you're up a game here, and last time we played Amulet, you just absolutely obliterated me. I really think Amulet is just insanely strong right now. Like, just the addition of having, 8 Ancient Stirrings, essentially. Like, it is worse than Ancient Stirring, or Once Upon is worse than Ancient Stirring, not being able to get Amulet, because Amulet is, a combo piece.
But Stirrings can't find Titan.
That's true. That's true.
So, they
and I mean, if you have both, obviously you cast Once Upon a Time while it's free. But if you have Amulet and you're looking for Titan, that's the time to cast Once Upon a Time. But I just think it's sweet. I think that deck got a big upgrade since then.
Yeah, nothing. It's not doing anything differently than what it was doing. Its game plan just got a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, and it was already really close to being tier 1.
That does frequently happen with modern decks. Sometimes they get a nice upgrade from a new set. Sometimes you get a card like Emery that just sort of reshapes things and makes decks possible that weren't there before. And most of the time, you just see decks getting these upgrades that were sort of on the fringe or formerly tier 1 and fell out a little bit. Yeah. And then, they get another upgrade and they're right back there at the top.
Like Goryo's Vengeance. I mean, it was tier 3, then it got to Fairy, and it's probably still tier 3. Not bad, right? Before we start this game, you got a question for us at all there?
Yes. Byzantine Pundit wanted to know, with Storm's win last weekend, do you still think that Modern will move slow enough that it'll be a good pick for regionals this coming weekend?
That which will be? Storm.
Give Storm.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I mean, honestly, it did well because it's pretty good against Urza. Like, I would just imagine it's a great matchup. Urza doesn't really interact very well early. It sets up its combo and does its thing. And I think that's why Drake did so well, is because I bet he just farmed Urza all day. It has game against Amulet, probably still favored. All of these decks that don't run like lightning bolts or early interaction for these mana creatures, Baral or Goblin Electromancers, if you can't kill them on the spot, Storm kills you on turn 3, like I would guess 70% of the time or something.
It's certainly not that high. But
you don't think so?
No, maybe by turn 4.
Turn 4, it's got to be like 150% of the time.
No, it's not. It's not quite that good. But it is. Was a very good choice last weekend.
Yep.
It also benefited from the declining graveyard hate post Faithful Sitting Ban.
True.
So I think it was a very, very smart choice.
Yeah.
It's rough against Burn, and Burn is still popular. So you have to. I think you're going to have to look to that matchup to some degree. I love the Arias and Drake sideboard because one of your other weak matchup is Death Shadow decks.
Yeah.
Aria is great against them and is just a good alternate win condition when people do have graveyard hate.
Yeah.
So I think Storm will be solid this weekend. You'll certainly see more sideboard cards. You'll see some more graveyard hate, especially with Crabvine also winning the PTQ in Utrecht, and we'll see that deck later on in the show. So I expect it to be fine. It won't be the choice it was last weekend for Drake.
Yeah. I just picture Baral sitting on his table waiting for Hogak to get banned, like, excellent. Graveyard hate will be down next week. Okay, well, this hand is quite awkward, but we do have one of our most powerful cards. So I think I'm going to keep this, even though it is a bit strange.
My hand is very good.
Very good. Confirmed. Okay. Your turn.
Ooh. No discard spell is awesome. I will cast a Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
2 for 2 on casting this card for free. Okay.
And you waited until your turn instead of doing it on my upkeep. Very good job.
We only have one option here.
Okay.
And so we will take our Gruul Turf.
Okay.
And we will start on Forest and Amulet of Vigor.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Give me a
Dampening Sphere. Your turn.
Okay.
We're going to try our best to delay what you're doing. This was the reason why we kept this hand, just hoping that it slows you down enough, but, there's no guarantee.
Okay, so float mana.
Okay.
That's this one. Play Azusa.
You can't do that. That taps for one. Yep.
That's how these things work.
Yep. This card would be terrible. Does nothing.
So, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I understand exactly how this intro. So, all these things still have that ability. So that's heinous.
Yep.
Okay, Damning Sphere throws a pretty big wrench in our plans.
All right.
So how do I play this now? I guess I get these lines into place.
Should we just scoop it up and go to game 3, or? And my hand does not much after this. I will confess. We like these oofs from Roth.
So we have an answer to Damping Sphere, but we're kind of a ways away from casting it, and we're even further away from casting it if we play our Karus.
I thought it was Gurus. Is it Kuru?
Yeah, because we called them Karus back in the day because the original land that did something similar was just named Karu. Karoo. I'm not sure if Cedric will be happy that I keep saying that. I think he prefers the term bounce lands.
Bounce lands. I like that. Yeah.
So let's just
Gurus were special basics.
Yeah.
Oh,
those are the really expensive basic lands.
I like those. Yeah.
I don't. I think they're too ostentatious.
Well, I like the full art unhinged lands. Those are still my favorite. Those look good. I have them pinned up on my wall or hung up on my wall and framed. I'm not a nerd, I swear.
I'm just going to develop my battlefield and hopefully we'll figure out a way to deal with this later.
Okay. Jace, Godless. Go.
Dismember the Jace on the end step.
Okay.
I'll go to 16.
All right.
Wait, you can't. Your land's still tapped.
It taps for colorless.
It taps for colorless.
Yeah, but it was still tapped when it entered.
No, Amulet untaps it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
that card still has text.
Yeah.
Okay. Play a forest and pass the turn.
Okay. All right. So now we'll go with we'll mix it up and try Jace this time.
Sure.
Go.
Okay. Play a growth chamber, return the forest.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Sack this. Now, what color do we need? Doesn't matter too much. I guess we'll get blue-white. Just make sure we have every single color here.
So you're at 19, I'm at 16.
Correct. Lucky for you, when you dismembered, I had a second Jace. All right, so we'll untap. Okay, we'll draw a card. Discard Obsidat. We don't have it, though. We do not have it. But... Now, the question is, what do I want to play here? And I think I'm only punished by engineered explosives by playing another one, but it's pretty hard for you to play EE when you have colorless lands here, so we'll say go.
Okay, I will play an Azusa and a Teleria West and pass the turn.
Okay. Teleria West untapped.
Yeah.
Then we'll play Snapcaster.
Just playing a 2/1?
Yep.
Okay.
Getting the beats in. Okay, we will draw. Discard Obsidat. This time we got it.
Okay.
Bring it back.
I go to 14, you go to 21.
Yep. Attack.
Block the Obsidat.
Okay, so take 2.
I
Go to
go to
12. I'm very afraid of... All right, so we'll cycle this out. I'm very afraid of a EE at this point. Now, your turn.
I mean, I think I'm just dead.
You might be.
Because I didn't... I guess I do have an amulet. Maybe I can kill you? We have a land.
Okay.
We have advantage on explosives for 2.
Okay.
But from there, all we can do is pass a turn.
All right, so...
I guess, actually, I should just do this now because I don't want you transforming Jace and getting a free loot.
Okay.
So let's... But then you can snap. Hold on. So if you... man. You have 2 cards in hand?
2 cards, yep.
So if you have another snap and I pop this now, I'm dead. All right, you let it resolve, you play snap. This comes in, I go to 10, you animate Tar Pit, you 10 me.
Oh, yep.
As is, right now, I'm going to 2, and you're going to have an Obsidat in exile, and so I have to just kill you. And if I give you a loot, I can't beat any sort of path. I think I need to draw a second amulet to win this game.
Okay.
And I'm now being punished for boarding out the Radiant Fountain, because I think if I had the Radiant Fountain in my deck, I could win very easily.
That's fair.
Field of the Dead. And this is what I was scared about. So, yeah, I guess I will just sack it now.
Okay.
Do you have the snap?
I do have a way to kill you, but I don't have the snap. I just have a Goryo's Vengeance for another Obsidat for that last 2 points.
Okay, well, yeah, couldn't beat that regardless.
Yeah, so what he was saying, take 2 down to 10, upkeep,
Okay.
this will come back, down to 8, and then attack for 8.
Well, I had a great hand there. It was just weak to
The
to
sphere.
Damping Sphere.
Yep. All right, game 3. We love it. We love it.
I think I'm going to get this Radiant Fountain back in my deck for this game.
Okay.
Especially with Dismember. I think there's just going to be too many times where like that kind of thing can punk me out, and I just don't want to have that happen.
Sure.
The question is like what I bring out, and it's really unclear.
Yeah, sideboarding with that deck is not easy.
All my lands seem really important. I think I'm just going to turn on Once Upon a Time because it's the worst card to like naturally draw a lot of copies of.
Sure. You could think Bojuka Bog, but I mean, I do have some. Like,
yeah, I think
it's
the Bog
pretty
has
hard
enough
for
value.
you to actually get Obsidat, you know? I mean, because I can just hold it until I Jace or whatever, or until I Thoughtseize myself. So it does seem like it's pretty hard to actually get to work, but sometimes you can get it going when we just have a late game and I have Jace, Vryn's Prodigy flipped and active, you know, then it seems kind of relevant. So,
yeah.
All right, you got a couple questions for us there, Rob?
Yeah, Ross, why didn't you play the Azusa turn earlier? When you played the...
Oh, yeah, because it untaps. This deck's so confusing. You're right.
I just assumed you were playing around some removal and you just...
No. I mean, it wouldn't... I guess it really would have made a difference, wouldn't it? Right? Because if I play the Azusa...
I don't remember what was in your hand, honestly.
I kind of already forgot the situation.
I played that game horribly. The Amulet people are going to yell at me so
Yeah,
much.
that's what I was going to say. Playing Amulet, you really got to tread lightly because the people who love Amulet, there's an Amulet thread where if you play it badly, you're making that thread.
Yeah, no,
that
game was heinously played. I just like kept forgetting my lands were untapped. Like I just got... I wasn't sure like exactly how much Daybig Sphere turns off. All it does is stop them from tapping for mana. Like I played Azusa like Teleria West. I just play Teleria West, untap it, make a blue, and then like EE a turn earlier, and then Titan the next turn.
Yeah, if you would have played Azusa, then I don't Dampening Sphere though. That and then I wait for you to blow it up, and then I play the second one.
You would already play the second.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. That said, if I don't have the Azusa in play, then I can't block. But if I just played Azusa the turn before and then EE that turn, I would have won that game because I would have had a Titan a turn earlier.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I would have just without the Field of the Dead, maybe I don't win a turn earlier because or without the Radiant Fountain because maybe you like drain me enough with Obsidats. But it would have been close. It would have been close. That game was heinously played.
Yeah.
I'm
this
sorry.
is the history
I'm
of
sorry.
Amulet on Versus Live.
Yeah.
No, I've been okay.
Amulet is hard.
I've been reasonable at it. That one was just
You got one more question queued up here for us, Rob?
Yeah, what do you think about Infect going into this coming weekend with all these combo decks around Amulet, especially looking really good?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, Amulet doesn't interact too well with Infect. Infect's always one of those decks that, like, you know, if Lightning Bolts are really popular, if Death Shadow's really popular and stuff, that deck is heinous. But, you know, I mean, if you have Urza and Amulet being your top one decks, top two, top three decks, you know, I could see it making a comeback.
yeah. No, I think Infect is in a reasonable spot. There is a good amount of shadows, so you're not good against them.
Yeah.
But I think you're good against the Urza decks. I think you're good against the big mana decks. I think you're reasonable against Storm. You're also not that good against Burn. So maybe it's just a worse version of Storm right now. I think it's a little bit better in the matchups where Storm is good, but it's much worse in matchups where Storm is not great against the Shadow decks, but Arya helps a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Storm is a lot better against like Azorius, Stoneblade, and Jund.
Yeah.
Than Infect would be.
Now that I think about that, I think you said that perfectly. I think it's just a worse Infect.
Yeah.
It's good against the same kind of decks, really linear, fast, kind of essentially combo deck. But yeah, it's just much worse against like your Junds and your stuff like that, where Gift Storm can still win those matchups.
That said, if we do see a return of some graveyard hate, then maybe that levels the playing field and makes Infect a little bit better.
That's the one thing you see. But I mean, honestly, I think just a Crab Vengevine deck winning a PTQ and a Storm deck winning the SCG, I don't think that's enough to be like, okay, back to 4 ley lines, you know, surgicals. Like, I don't think it's that oppressive. But
my hand here it seems fine. And I don't think I'm experienced enough to be super confident whether this is a keeper or mulligan.
Okay.
This is a very likely turn. This is basically a turn 4 Titan.
Okay.
It's pretty much all wrapped up. And I have to think about, like, you know, what happens against the heavy disruption. The fact that Corey's deck has a lot of, you know, discard spells and stuff makes me want to just keep reasonable sevens.
Hand, yeah.
Because it's going to be torn apart anyway.
Yeah, mulliganing against hand disruption is usually pretty rough.
So I think this is a keep, especially because this can find an answer, you know, to Damping Sphere. So I think this is a keep.
I think this is okay as well. We have some ways to disrupt. Otherwise, our hand doesn't do exactly what we want it to do as far as combo wise, but it's good enough to keep.
Yeah, in a faster matchup, this might be a mulligan.
Okay. But yeah, post board, I can understand wanting to keep that. So we're gonna go with the Shores and Thoughtseize. Yep.
Okay. And we'll show you a hand of stuff.
All right, stuff. What stuff do we want to deal with? Okay. Well, I think I actually want to take Ancient Stirrings here. Just to find, I mean, if this were to find you, you know, Amulet, I really don't want that on the field next turn. I have an okay answers to Azusa. Yeah, we're gonna take the Stirrings here.
Yeah, Amulet would be very good with this.
Agreed.
So you're at 18.
I'm at 18. I'll pass to you.
This will stay over here. And yeah, we'll just play a Growth Chamber and return our land.
Okay.
Yes. Really need to find an untapped land here.
Yeah, otherwise you can't play Azusa, huh?
Yeah, then we're going to be behind by another turn.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm at 18. Okay. Well, Thoughtseize again.
Well, now I think I know which one you're taking because I drew a second Azusa.
Yeah, let's take that.
You go to 16.
Okay, and
now I'm not so concerned about the speed.
Let's play this and say go. Did you get the untapped land?
In a sense, yes.
Amulet. It's quite good. So yeah, you can play a Zuza,
Float. I want to float a blue.
or you'd float a green, right?
I'll get a green off this. So, make them untap and make the mana. So we have red, blue, green. I want this one in my hand. Play a
Okay.
Zuza.
Sure. So you get 2 more land drops.
And then I could go Growth Chamber, transmute Teleria West. Leave the Growth Chamber again in my hand, and then transmute this and find a Summoner's Pact. That would run afoul of Damping Sphere or another discard spell. It also potentially runs afoul of Disdainful Stroke. So those are all considerations here. So I kind of think I want to play a little bit slower. But I don't have a lot of counterplay to anything you have anyway. We've already played 2 Thoughtseizes. There's also a chance that this Azusa dies, and then I'll have to play another one, and everything just gets awkward.
Yeah, it's much easier from my side just pointing the disruption at you.
Yeah.
You have to work your way around it.
Given that I'm not under any pressure, I kind of think I should just play 2 more lands and pass, and they're going to be these. We can always pick up the Teleria West.
We're gonna have you
Growth
play
Chamber.
that one at a time.
Well, we'll play the castle first.
Okay, so untap trigger on the stack.
Oh, because I don't have a forest. Yeah, because with Amulet. So we'll play this. Yeah, we'll play this one first.
Untap trigger on the stack. I'll Fatal Push it. Zuza.
Okay. So yeah, I wasn't going to be able to transmute anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So you're at 15?
Yep.
Okay. Pass the turn.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can avoid those sorts of triggers, you always try to do so with Azusa. If I had like Gemstone Mine.
Oh, Thoughtseizes that last Azusa.
Yeah, that is a thing.
I'll go down to 13. Now at least we got your hand clear, and I'll pass to you. But we're not doing our thing. We stopped you from doing your thing, but for now.
Play the Teleria West and untaps.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to sack this land. Untap. Yeah, we're not doing much here. I'll play a land, say go.
Make blue.
Okay.
Play this untap.
Yep.
Return. Transmute.
Yep.
And I will find Summoner's Pact.
Shocked.
Pass the turn.
All
If
right,
I'd-
I'll sack this.
I was hoping to potentially find Cavern off of one of these if I drew a Titan by now, but I haven't.
Yeah, you just got to be doing your thing.
I potentially could have waited one more turn given what I drew. Maybe I should have actually. But
Don't worry, the Amulet pros will just eat you up if you make mistakes.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna.
Your turn. We're getting a little flooded over here.
Feels like we're getting disdainful stroked on my end. So you might see me. Oh, now you're definitely gonna see me solo play this. Okay, so let's. How do I want to do this most effectively? I want to probably leave this in my growth chamber in my hand. So
Okay.
we'll play this, they'll untap. We'll make green, green, blue, blue.
Okay.
Turn this. Transmute.
Okay.
Find Cavern of Souls
Love it.
and pass the turn.
All right. Sacrifice. I'll go to 11. We're going to get a Godless Shrine. Yeah, just didn't find any way to actually put pressure on, and giving you all the time in the world is quite bad. Horrible draw on my part. We'll pass to you.
Okay. Oh, well, that. Cavern of Souls.
Okay.
I'll name Giant. I think I'll just cast this one so that I have a better next turn. It leaves us vulnerable to Inquisition or Collective Brutality, but if Corey had one of those, he would have already played it for sure. So we named Giant, Primeval Titan, and we already have another Primeval Titan locked up. We only have one Teleria West left in the deck, but I still think I would rather just find another one. We do also have a Growth Chamber already, so I think what we can do is find Teleria West and Field of the Dead and start setting up both. So let's do that, and then they both untap.
No triggers yet.
No
'cause I have
triggers.
6 lands.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right. I will pass.
Okay.
Now you get a zombie.
Yep.
Oh, Phil, that is good. Okay, and then you were done, right?
Yep.
All right, so we'll sack this, go down to 10. And then we'll play Obsidat. All right, so drain.
I go to 18, you go to 12?
Yep, 12 to 18. And then I'll exile it end step and pass to you.
I think you're just dead.
Yeah, probably.
So, here's what we do. We float blue with Hilarious.
Yep.
We play a Growth Chamber. We're going to get another zombie. Then these can't attack. This will untap. We'll return here. Oh, we don't even need to do any of this. Hold on. We already have the pact.
Yeah.
I forgot. This is pact. So
Yeah, you win.
we get
You
Primeval
win.
Titan.
Sad hand.
You're tapped out, so we don't need to care about a counter spell, so we can use the castle. So we'll cast this. I guess this seems better. Cast that.
Do you like my hand? I had good disruption, but Disdainful Stroke, the Cavern of Souls just definitely won this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just 2 Disdainful Strokes for your 2 Titans, especially if you would have had to pact for one. Is
buys you a
just
ton of
great.
time.
But now you get Boros Garrison, Slayer
Stronghold.
Stronghold.
Okay, so these untap. I'm gonna get 2 more zombies.
For anybody who hasn't seen Amulet, we'll let you let you have your fun here.
Activate, target the Titan.
Yep.
This has vigilance. This doesn't. So
Okay.
that's 10 already, and then we can get. We already have red, so we just need Celeste.
You do have to bounce 1 land, but
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, all you need is Gemstone Cavern. You don't even need that. Just Gemstone Cavern and Vasuva. Copy Slayer Stronghold plus 2.
Yeah, that'll do it. 12, but most of the time you just get Sunhome.
Yeah.
And
And then
give us
double strike. All
get
right.
2 more zombies.
Take 1,000,000. GG's. Well, Amulet looking good.
Yeah.
I mean, siding in counterspells is a great plan to deal with 6 drops, but when you have Caverns of Souls and if I'm not putting the pressure, like if I had all that disruption and I was able to put a clock on Obsidat and you were just forced to jam and I had 1 timely Disdainful Stroke, it would have been good. But with not being able to do that and you were able to just take it slow with Cavern of Souls, nothing I could do. You know?
So under no pressure there, I think I'm probably supposed to just hold that first Teleria West forever. That way, if I draw Cavern, I can get the Summoner's Pact. If I draw Pact or Titan, I can get Cavern with the first Teleria West.
Yep.
And so I just I leave myself more options based on what I draw. And I don't really need to worry about mana efficiency there because I'm under no pressure at all.
Yep.
But fortunately, drew the second Teleria West and so found Cavern of Souls. But I was a little too hasty with the first one, I think. But that's all the big mana decks. If you don't clock them, even Titan Shift, Tron, or Amulet, if you don't clock them, you're not beating them.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how much disruption
they're
you have.
just doing something that's such a game-breaking effect, and I mean now 2 of those big mana decks play Field of the Dead. I mean the standard All-Star that's been annoying everyone for the last month and a half is making its way to Modern. So that's some terrifying news.
Yeah, and we've seen cards like Unmoored Ego be sideboarded in these matchups, and you take Primeval Titan, or against Titan Shift you take Valakut.
Yeah,
and Field of the Dead gives these decks another option.
Yeah,
and so those kinds of cards I think could get much worse. I think you need the more tempo positive disruption, things like Disdainful Stroke, and then even it's not tempo positive, but the discard spells are also quite good.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think counter spells are a good way to attack this matchup. Against Tron and against Scape Shift, I think it is a little better because it's still counter Scape Shift almost no matter what. They do. Scape Shift has Veil, so Veil is just insane against blue cards.
Because this deck can play Veil too. Some lists do.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm also just saying Disdainful Stroke's not good when you can search up Cavern. It's just not a good way to attack it. And what you want to attack that kind of deck is just aggression and hand disruption spells. I think that would be a better better line. And Moons, yeah. Moons, Dampening Spheres, I think, are the best way to attack Titan. But outside of that, trying to counter the spells is just not exactly what you can or want to be doing. Yeah.
It's still fine. You don't want to be reliant on them. Also.
Exactly. But if you need to pressure them, and then if you don't have, you took a whole turn off to set up Cavern because I wasn't pressuring you were allowed to do that.
Yep.
If you didn't have that luxury, sure, Disdainful Stroke would have won the game. But a certain subset of games, it's going to be enough. Or if you naturally draw a cavern, it's going to be game over a huge percentage of the time.
So that's something to keep in mind. Like you really need the clock, and like your deck sometimes produces that clock, but often doesn't. So you really want the discard and the damping spheres for those games when you don't produce the clock.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a deck like I don't know, like is it Delver? The counter spells are going to be better out of that matchup.
Yeah.
And you also have moons to shut off Cavern.
Of course you think of Is it Delver. Do you just go to sleep oh, Delver, be good again?
Doing Versus Live for a year with Todd Anderson was a great cover for my own unhealthy love of Is it spell decks.
Yeah.
Because he just always talked about them and was always into them, and I just let it happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're like, I guess Is it spells is okay.
On the inside, I'm like, yes, it is okay. All I want to do is cast Serum Vision, Snapcaster, and Lightning Bolt.
Yeah,
that's all I want to do.
We're evening ourselves out a bit because I just want to cast Noble Hierarch into a 3-drop all day,
Yes.
all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm a fan of mana creatures as well.
Agreed. Okay, so that's going to be it for match 1 here. Match 1 going to Amulet. And so far, Amulet has just been crushing it every time you've played it. I think the deck is the real deal. We put up a good fight, but I will say, I just wasn't. I didn't have enough consistency in this list.
Consistency in terms of pressure.
Consistency in terms of pressure. Like otherwise, I'm just like an Esper control deck, and Esper control decks aren't good in Modern right now. And if I can draw the right subset of cards, I think the deck is a lot more powerful. Didn't happen this time. So round 2, we're going to be bringing you. I got Snow Healy, a deck that was doing quite well at the SCG. I forget in the hands of who, but ended up falling a little short of top 8, but the deck looks awesome. It's exactly what I want to be doing. It's a Sahili Felidar Guardian deck, so I mean that's great. What are you bringing to the table?
Rob, what am I playing? I can't remember.
You are playing Drake Sasser's Gift Storm list.
Okay, perfect. The winning list. So
the winning list.
That'll be a good one. I just thought about for this deck to generate pressure. What if you went hard and figured out a way to play some more Delve creatures? You've got some Taskers. What if you just played some Gurmag Anglers instead because they really get the pressure down? You got Thought Scourers and Fetch Lands and stuff. You're looting. Play some more Gurmag Anglers and then play Stubborn Denial because then you have Gurmag and Obsidat. Yeah. And Stubborn Denial can counter Summoner's Pact, which I can't Cavern.
Yeah.
You still lose the natural Titan, but you have Thoughtseize. You have ways to hammer that home, and then you play Stubborn.
No, I mean, I think that's nice. Then you're kind of just turning into like a Grixis Death Shadow or a Death Shadow list without the Death Shadow where you're not reliant on having to deal yourself a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
But you still get to play the good cards.
Or
I kind of like it.
Or what if you play a 7/7?
Which 7/7?
Grizzlebrand.
Oh, that's true.
I've seen lists of this deck with one Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, I mean, instead of
Grizzlebrand out of this deck, it's great.
Yeah, instead of one Geist, why aren't we putting one Great Grand Gristlefather in?
Geist is castable.
Touche. All right, well, we're going to take a quick, what do we got, 5-minute break there, Rob? All right, we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to be back with match 2, Snow Healy against Drake Sasser's winning Gift Storm deck. Don't go anywhere.